Welcome, everybody. We are live on Restream on Instagram and TikTok live. Welcome today. I hope everybody had an amazing week. Yes, I hope you guys had an amazing week. It definitely was a journey for me. I don't know about you, but I'm excited that you guys are on. I'm excited to see you, actually, as I always am. And I know that some of you guys who've been very supportive, I thank you for those who have been supporting your sister. And it's been such an awesome journey. But anyway, I'm not going to stay too long just jabbering my mouth. And I'm not going to be on here too long. We're going to be on here for about 30 minutes just so that everybody can go ahead and enjoy their day and spend time with family and relax. Because some of you guys are just getting off from work. And some of you are just coming from maybe some yoga instructor or meditation or a doctor's appointment, or definitely coming out of that traffic. If you live on the East Coast, for those who are out there on 95 northbound and southbound, for those who know about that, if you're living in the United States in the big VA, DMV, from DC to Maryland to VA, you definitely know what that 95 be looking like. You definitely know what 95 be looking like. So if you are just getting yourself situated and you stuck in that traffic, please be safe out there. But anyway, we are going to be chiming in on today's episode, season 215, dealing with jealousy and envy of family. How many of you guys out here deal with jealousy and envy in your family? As I'm going ahead and send and hit that like button, subscribe and share. I know for me, I've dealt with it consistently still. If anybody tell you they never dealt with it in their family, they are hiding something, or they are not recognizing that they have it in their family. Trust and believe. Somebody in their family who is jealous and envy for no apparent reason, when everybody can be learning the same technique. Sometimes you may not have the same gifts. That's okay, but everybody's gifts are different. You can be dealing with jealousy and envy from family members from all the way down the line. You will never know why. Sometimes people will smile in your face and make it seem like they are there for you during your accomplishments. I will tell you this, guys. It is not peaches and cream like you think it is, because jealousy and envy is the big trend out here now, more now than it's ever been before. Sometimes, like prime example, welcome sister, how are you, love? Long time. Peace and blessings. So for those who know, and for those who don't know, especially on my journey, I had to deal with certain individuals in the family that I thought were for me, who were big supporters, and they weren't as I thought. And during the process, they were benefiting off of me financially. For those who have experienced that, I know you guys have experienced those who have benefit off of you guys financially. You're thinking you're doing your best to help them, when they call upon you. And that's what family's supposed to do. Don't get me wrong. Family is necessary. Family is needed. Yet again, there are times where you'll start to see that it's not what it really seemed to be. It's just like, back in the day, I remember my grandma used to tell me, she said, she didn't know certain people were jealous of her until later on in life. Certain family members. Sometimes it'll be the people that live right in your own home, and you don't even know why, for the simplest reasons. Sometimes it could be something very small, and they'll be jealous of that and envious, instead of actually, being excited and joyful in whatever it is that you're doing and receiving that joy too, because at the other side of it, they never thought that, hey, you know what? I could receive my gifts the same way they did, but it may be in just a tad different manner. You can also deal with jealousy with family members who would get mad because maybe you tend to be closer with another individual that y'all have, ties to, and they tend to be jealous of that because of your relationship with other individuals. Yes, those things like that. So with that being said, jealousy and envy in family members is a big thing. Jealousy and envy in family members can stir to the point when there's death in the family. Let's say you have a grandparent or a sister and brother or someone who has passed away, right? And they may leave their will to you, their estate. Dealing with certain things like that, I have seen with my very own eyes, guys, with those that have been around me, and this is definitely a lifelong lesson, of family members who never been by the bedside of loved ones who have passed away, right? Who have passed away, and maybe another relative has been there and has been there for every doctor's appointment if this person has been sick, has been there at family functions, have been there, whatever that family member, whoever leave their estate or their will to, has been there. And then all of a sudden, when they pass away, there's given to that person who has been there, who has really done their due diligence, while others just basically never came by to check, never put out a helping hand, not even picked up the phone just to check on them, to make sure they're okay. And all of a sudden, that person receives the benefits from the will. And then you see family members coming out the blue talking about, oh, I know that so-and-so left me something, whatever. And then they come to find out it was nothing left to them, only to the person who actually, with a passionate heart, has done their part, who seem to be mature in whatever it is that they're doing in their life and responsible. It could be finances that they're responsible in, their family, the way their structure is, could be, responsible, whatever it may be, or whatever they may show interest in at that particular time. And all of a sudden, next thing you know, when these certain family members come around, they mad because something was left to you. Go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe, and share. I am your co-host, your psalmist, your birthing doula, your inspirational healer and spiritual healer, Cynthia J. This is the Cynthia J Show, holding us women accountable and not excluding the men. But go ahead. When you tend to notice, mic check. I had to make sure my mic was doing, guys, because it sounded like it wasn't doing anymore. But you tend to notice that all of a sudden you're going to court. I've seen this happen. People have been to court because of family members, because they was mad that the will, the estate was left to certain family members. And it depends on the state you live in, because they got guidelines and regulations and so forth, right? And all of a sudden you in court because they mad because nothing was left to them. Yes, guys, these things have happened over jealousy and envy. Jealousy and envy. This one particular thing that I did notice and seen when it happened, and being close to someone whose family actually experienced this, do you know that those individuals who took this loved one to court, who actually was there, who put in the time, who took care of that person, who was mature in their, doings and so forth, they was taken to court and the people won the court case. How did they win the court case when the will and the living testimony was left to the person who passed away wanted to leave it to? And they was in their right mind. They were in their right mind when they had their will and their estate written out. In some cases you may see, some people manage to catch, others do it when they're not in their right mind, So they manage to get them to sign things off. Yeah. I've seen that happen too. Me being the type of worker that I do on the side, I love being out here in the community and helping those, being part PCA. I see this even when I do volunteer work and I'm around and I see how the family bicker and batter. And I'm like, oh my God. And then I've actually be put in a situation where as I'm helping these families, right, with their parent or loved one, auntie, uncle, whoever it may be, if they have family members who are around, if they, had children, I start to see that, okay, once they separate themselves from the other siblings, they'll talk about what the other sibling doing. And they will open up to me. And I'm like, oh my God, is this what this is going on? Is this how this really is supposed to be in family? And I ask myself this as I just bask and listen to the family members and the loved ones. And I'm like, wow, is this what I got to worry about when I leave, when I leave to extend, from here? Is what I have to deal with when I leave to extend and leave my legacy? Wow, I don't need nobody fighting over some money, like for real. But jealousy and envy with family, it goes that route when it comes to, wills and estate left to family. It can even be, let's say, I've seen it where jealousy and envy happens in families because of the love that the parents may not have shown equally amongst children. So when they become adults, guess what they're doing? They bickering and battering, and they going through some kind of traumatic traumas and fighting because the one didn't feel like they got from the other, from the parent, and so forth and so forth. And then when those parents pass away, this is what you get. I've seen that happen. And it's only due to those who I know and the areas that I worked in. And I'm grateful to actually see these encounters because they're life teaching lessons for me. Growing up, I remember my grandmother used to always say, as a family, no fighting with your siblings. Learn to love. No fighting with family. Try to talk it out, work it out. For those who are, in the word of God in the Bible, the word speaks of when you have an issue with a brother and sister, you come to them out of love, to talk about it and so forth and so forth. Thank you, love, for sending me a rose. How you doing, Miss Biden? A long time, my love. Go ahead and hit that like button. For those who don't know, I'm Cynthia J, your co-host, your psalmist, your birthing doula, your inspirational healer, and your spiritual healer. Go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe, and share to some family members right now. But yet, in the process of the jealousy and envy in family, instead of them coming to you and bask in the love and learn what you learn or grow closer to you, naturally, passionately, and unconditionally, they'll fake it. You'll deal with family members who will fake with you, guys. You will deal with family members as they envious will tell you they envy. I've had people tell me they're envious of me. I have no clue why. If they only knew the struggles that I've gone through, you would not be envious one bit. If they only knew the struggles that you've gone through, they wouldn't be envious one bit. Some of those in the family are envious because they choose not to desire to learn, or they never were taught to learn certain things. They didn't have the drive, the motivation. Again, it depends on your environment, the environment of the family structure. And I use myself because growing up, like I said, you heard me mention my grandmother. I was blessed to have, both of my grandparents still alive on both sides. And I meet some people who didn't have that. And they would tell me they were jealous. And I was just like, don't be jealous that I have that. My prayer to you is I wish you had that, but my prayer to you is that you be the living example. So then when you have your loved ones, like your children, they'll see it in you. Then as you become the wise elder by life experience and life lessons and the maturity of what you had to mature through in life and your journey, then from there, people, your children will see that, and then they will say, you know what? I'm glad that I learned this. I'm glad that I learned that. because now I am who I am today. And that's what I love about my grandparents, especially, my mom's mother. She always said, like I said a few minutes ago, do not fight, love, talk with each other. Okay, you agree to disagree. Agree to disagree. You're going to receive that. Agree to disagree. So with that being said, as you agree to disagree, it's okay. But don't hold that anger of jealousy and envy because you desire something. You even have it with family members to the point, some of them when they're having businesses together. I've seen where family get businesses together, and this happened in a soul food restaurant back in the day when I worked there. And I saw that one was jealous of the other one because the other family member knew how to talk with people, knew how to not talk at people. You see, there's a difference. Talking with people and talking at people. That's a big difference. They knew how to build and encourage, and people would draw to them. Sometimes they didn't have to say anything. They walk in the room, and the essences and presence of them would just move people. That's what would move people. I know time and time again, we hear this from other, avenues of podcasts and other individuals. Yet the thing is, is their heart passionate with a passion of love to show unconditionally, a passion that will give love, that will correct in a loving way, and at the same time encourage. People don't think about that. And with that being said, blessings, brother. Thank you for chiming in, guys, on Instagram. People don't understand and overstand that it takes time to get to where you at, but you can't be jealous of me. Learn from me by watching me. See, I had to tell that to someone years back, and this is probably when I was about 25 years old. I've always was told at a young age that I was ahead of my time. You know how people say you have an old soul. Even when I would go out to places, I wouldn't say anything. You exactly right. It had when they don't understand, but just judge you. Exactly. I mean hard. Yes. It is. It is. We live in a society where judging is very harsh, but then the word judging is being misused and abused and misinterpreted. So then if there's correction, people think you're judging when it's not judging and it's coming from a loving place. Then when you are, doing what you're supposed to do, what you're divinely gifted to be doing, what you were chosen to do, even called to do, and you are excited about it, or you having a tough time and you try to, talk about those things that have people to follow along with you, you'll get some of those who make pretend they for you, or they'll do the opposite of that. They'll bash you. They slander your name. They'll talk about you behind your back and you'll hear about it. And then the next thing you know, you hear from someone who be like, you know what? Be careful because this ABCD, because this is what's going on. And you're like, what? What did I do? I'm just doing my job. I'm just doing what I'm supposed to do. I'm going to read this comment real quick, guys, especially when you are trying to be a cycle maker and do well in honor of the ancestors. Yes. Sometimes when you try to do right and you try to respect the circle of life, yes, you do try to honor the ancestors. It's like I was, mentioning about my grandmother. I try to honor what she said because I saw what it did. I saw how it built me. And when it built me, I learned to love. But during the process of learning to love and to be able to love people, I was being bashed. I was being humiliated. I was being judged. I felt like people didn't understand me. They didn't really understand me. Nothing. It was, why you doing that? Why it has to be this way? Exactly. Like you say, don't hate, elevate. I love that, sister. I love that. Don't hate, elevate. Do y'all hear that? Don't hate, elevate. I love that. That is, ooh, ooh, hey, that just put ringing in my ears. Don't hate, elevate your brother and sister. But don't turn around also and elevate for the wrong reason neither. Because see, there's sometimes people elevate wrongdoing. We got to be careful with that. Because you got people who are jealous and envying your family, and they will be elevated by those who know they are wrong, know they all extra. When you hear me say the word extra, that means that they're dramatic, or they always want to do something more, dramatic with a little bit more drama to it. And then they're being elevated from wrong. Like, look at what we had in the world today. People are being elevated from the wrongdoing. The lie is being elevated as a truth when it's not. So with family, even if it's not family, even if it's outside of that, it could be friends, it could be workplace, even workplace in the business with family who you have businesses with. And that's what I was getting ready to get back to. But I noticed that sister, as she was doing what she was supposed to do, loving on people, supporting people, encouraging people. Because, when you got clients coming in and they're getting their food, they might have had a rough day. They might not want to cook their food, whatever. Or let's say it's not a food business. Let's say it's like, let's use a grocery store. People come in, cashiers. You get your family member working in the store. Some people like to take advantage of the deals if a family member there, or I might get a discount or whatever. But daggone well, you using that family member for their discount, and you don't even care too much for them. Seen that happen too. Heard that happen too. It happens. But jealousy and envy, it's a rooted thing. When you allow that seed to be planted into your spirit, into your heart, and then it plays into your mind, it becomes so rooted that it will turn around, as it's being so deeply rooted that it will sprout. And before you know it, it will sprout so many roots and branches that other branches will be affected by it if they tag along with it. That's why you always hear that saying goes, one bad apple spoils a bunch. As my spiritual parents would say, show me your friends, I show you your character. That same motto goes with in the household with family. Learn to love, genuinely love, not that counterfeit love, real love. But some people do what they do because they're scared. You're right. It's disappointing to suspect that they support you because there's something in for them. Yeah. It's always something in it for them. Instead of saying, like, back in the day, and I'm not going to make it seem like I didn't have a moment. If a person sit here and lie and say they never had a jealous time in their life, yes, you have, because I have. I can admit to that. I had jealous moments in my life. I would work so hard to do something, but I will always wonder, why is it not happening for me right now? Why is that happening to my family member? What are they doing? Why does this auntie or this person always listen to this person? Or why is this always, but I'm doing the extra. Yeah, I'm doing the extra. And so then I'm like, I'm over here getting mad, getting jealous, holding it in, feel some kind of way. And then, but I'm still doing the work trying to help somebody else. Then one day, trust me, I got checked in my spirit. Nobody had to tell me. Nobody told me. The divine spirit checked me. Exactly. I do too. Right. The divine spirit checked me. Checkmate. Checked me real quick. And the way how the Holy Spirit would do it sometimes, it can show you through somebody else's relationship with somebody else, or through a TV show or a movie or whatever. Yeah, it can be a motivator and push you forward. Yeah. So when it checked me, I said, you know what? Why am I getting jealous over that? Let me applaud. let me just love on this person and love what they're doing, as long as it is doing for what's right. And that's what I did. That's what I did. Before I know it, stuff started happening good for me. Yes. Jealousy can make you see your own shortcoming. Did y'all hear that? Did y'all read that? For those who on Rich Stream Live and Instagram, my sister over here is on fire. Exactly. Jealousy can make you see your own shortcoming. It sure can. It sure can. And it will make you check yourself before, as that saying goes, before you wreck yourself. Which is a good thing, because I'd rather to quickly be checked than to be too late in the situation after. I've seen jealousy ruin relationships. I've seen jealousy ruin relationships. Envy ruin relationships with the individuals and with oneself. And when I tell you, it takes, when I say it takes time, that time, but envy, that time, that thing, woo. When they say it takes time, when things after they've been corrected, when you realize after the fact and not before the fact, that time of correction can take years. It can take years. Jealousy and envy. When you sow those two seeds, those seeds you will reap. Ooh, Brahma Bull, yes. Those souls you will reap, those you will reap, yeah. And that's one thing I had to check me back then. I didn't want to reap none of those things. But I did know as I got myself together years down the line and where I'm at today, I had to sit back and watch people, watch family members, watch how they move, watch how they look at things, listen to how they say things, pay attention to them. Even with family members who jealous and envy, I don't even eat off their hands. Do you hear me? I don't eat from their hands. But I check myself. I'm reading this comment, guys. But I check myself and I say to myself, that's wrong, because I got a conscience and believe in God. Amen to that. Amen to that. Self-love is a challenge. You are right about that, guys. Y'all got some good comments on here. But yes, it can. Yes, it can. And it's good. That's why it's so important that you be that light to help during the corrections with those in the family, to teach them. I had a moment where I had to go through that with a family member. And this family member knows I love them. I love them with my heart. I practically raised this family member, if you say. Yes, I practically raised this family member. But out of a loving place, having to do and give a little, word of wisdom with some correction on how to maneuver, and maybe they can be led to maneuver in a better way, finding it on their own. I had my head chopped off. But I had to learn that there was a different way of doing things. I said, okay, if they want to be that way, because whatever they going through and they taking it out on other people and they feeling what they believe to feel and et cetera, then that's on them. But I'm going to speak thy peace. Speak thy peace. And that's what I did. I speak thy peace. And I spoke thy peace in a loving way. I didn't speak thy peace, abruptly. Because if you notice, sometimes people, when they speak their peace, they speak it in a manner that shouldn't be spoken. It's spoken very abruptly. and it's spoken in a way it can either damage and cause some heavy trauma or leave a wound to never mend and heal because of jealousy and envy. Jealousy and envy can be maneuvered in so many ways. I know from the last podcast I did the week before last, and I do apologize for those who was looking forward for last Thursday. However, the other one before was dealing with jealousy and envy with friends. They still come neck and neck, even with family members. Either way, your peace is everything. Yes, it is. Your peace is everything. When you find, and I love how my sister said, your peace is everything. Your peace is your everything. You are your everything. When you learn to be the peace, walk in the peace, then you become the peace. You become the peace. When you learn to live in peace, walk in peace, you become the peace. And that's what is so necessary. Yes. Hey, George. Hi. I love my sister on here. Hey, guys. Again, for those who are just chiming in, welcome to the Cynthia J Show, holding us women accountable, but not excluding the men. You are still on here. I am your birthing doula, your healer, your psalmist, your inspirational healer, and spiritual healer, and herbalist, Cynthia J. We are dealing with the episode, dealing with the topic on season 2, episode 15, Jealousy and Envy from Friends, part 2. Yes, jealousy and envy from friends and family. Yes. Yes. When you have peace, you feel healthy and rich. Come on. I love that. Yes. And I love how you took that and then blend in what I just said. Yes. When you have peace, you feel healthy and rich. And, healthy is in a way when you learn to heal your inner self, because your inner self will heal you spiritually and physically. Being rich doesn't necessarily mean money. Being rich is still a part of your enlightenment. Yes. Hi, my love. How you doing? I see you on here, sister. How you been? Yes. But when you enrich in it and you bask in it, I love how that was said. It's necessary. It heals you. It makes you come out looking handsome and lovely. And you are looking younger and full. I love you. Yeah. Same to you guys. Yes. I had to do the same thing for me. And it does. It makes you look younger, full of energy. You'll love yourself more. It's like an amazing thing. I'm not going to say that you don't, still go through some turbulence. You do. You still do go through trials and tribulations. Yes, you do. I love you so much. She does look good and emotes positivity. And I try to. I that should go for all of us. Always still try to be positive. I had this conversation a long time ago with someone I love dearly who flowed in the ministry just like me. And I was sharing things that's going on around the world. And this individual was like, why do you keep sending me these negative things? And it was some stuff that was bad that was going on around the world. And I told him, I said, how can we learn to not do what other people are doing, being comfortable, always talking about stuff on the slide, but we never really take the time to let people know what's really going on. And I had to sit there and I'm going to be honest, I had to sit there and force myself in a situation where I had to look at things that didn't seem right so that I'm aware of what's going on, because the Bible said my people perish by the lack of knowledge. When you lack knowledge, that's why you become jealous and envy, because you lack knowledge. Peace is the best medicine for a healthy life. Yes, it is. It is so much of the necessary medicine that as it heals, it delivers, it penetrates, it submerges, it marinates. And you don't even realize that you're being healed, even in the sickness that you may be having. Yes, it does. There's a good thing going on at every given time. I love that. I'm loving this. I love it. Showing up. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And it's if I could put it in one word, I really would love to bask it in one word. It does tremendous things to you that all you want to do is just take what you have in you and share it with others for healing. Share it with others so that they can learn from these lessons. Because guess what? Your young ones in your family are watching. They are learning. They are sitting back to see what is going on, especially in this generation we in now. Some generation of family, they don't even want to be around family like that anymore because some of the elders who are older, they changed. And they started acting like younger kids. I'm starting to see that now, jealous and envy and throwing slanderous things and words at each other. It's crazy. Yes, our people have survived because we look up despite the pain. Woo! Come on, sister. You are speaking. Yes. I got to read that again, guys. I got to read that again. Our people have survived because we looked up despite the pain. Yes, you have to. You have to. It's necessary. It is so necessary. How can you not know what's going on and then be mad at people and jealous of people if you don't take the time to go through it so that you can be a lesson to teach someone else, even on the job? Yes. And it's funny why you mentioned that. I always go back and I ponder on the things I went through at the workplace. And trust me, I thank God every day. I thank my ancestors every day for what I had to go through. I didn't like it. I'm not going to sit in front. I did not like it one bit. There were some days I was like, ooh, I just want to punch somebody, be like, bad out. Yet I had to remind myself, Cynthia, you that's not you. That's not you. That's not you. And you're right. In the way we interact with others day by day. Yes. I met someone this weekend when I went to a pastoral installation back home in my original home church. And there was an elder. She was in her 80s. And I was walking around because I had to take a moment. I normally, before I go up to minister a song, I don't try to mingle talking too much necessarily because it's for a reason. Yes, you're right. Hitting the likes. I love you, sister. And so as I was still keeping myself prostrate, and then when I finally came around, I was telling everyone, please forgive me because, I don't want y'all to think I don't want to talk to you. That's not it. I have to keep myself humbled and prostrate in the spirit before I can lift up another song. And so with that being said, one of the elders, as I was walking past and greeting after doing a third song, she complimented me, said I sung beautifully, loved the song, very powerful. It shook her. And I said, thank you, beautiful queen. That's how I always take the time to acknowledge every elder before me. I call them my queens. And so she had this watch, and it was royal blue with gold trimming. And that's my colors, by the way. I love those colors. As you see, I have on the blue. And I said, I love it. And she was like, okay, here you go. And I was like, oh, no, I was just telling you, I was complimenting your watch. And she was just like, no, you can. I was like, no, I didn't want to take it. And see, I'm particular by taking things from people all the time for spiritual reasons. And so I went on ahead and took it, and I went to go give her a hug, and she was like, oh no, I don't do hugs. And I said, well, it seemed like to me that you might have not been hugged as much with real love. She was like, no, it's just because people be always jealous and envy. And it was funny that she said that because that's been the topics. And I said, well, I'm going to give you a hug anyway, even though you don't want it, because I love you that much. And she was just like, well, I got all the love I needed from my husband when he's passed and gone now. But my point of bringing that up is that sometimes you don't know who and what and why. And let me read this comment real quick. The same thing happened to me because I got a promotion at my job after 6 months as a lab tech. Well, first of all, congratulations on being a lab tech, my love. It takes a lot of patience with that. A lot of patience. And so, yes, you definitely will get it on the job. I've been there. I've been there where you at. Going into getting a job, and then all of a sudden you find out the job that you've been hired for, somebody else was in training for, and they looking at you being mad and jealous and envy of you. And you like, what did I do? You don't even know what you did wrong. You just came in to do a job. You applied your credentials. See, man may qualify you on the way of what they see fit. Yet the divine will qualify you. Even when you can even seem to be not even fully qualified and can be unqualified. Yes. We lift others with our actions and our presence. Yes, we do. When you lift up other people, they will remember you. When you encourage other people, they will remember you because of the character and the love behind it. And I say that because I remember certain people, and one of them now is a pastor at my church today. And when I met her, I was working in the mall. And I used to go and I exercise and I would walk around. You know, the mall is big, so you can get your exercise in the morning before I will open up. And I was going through something in my life back then. This is about 16 years ago. And in the process, I met her. And I said, okay, I don't want to be at the job no more. I'm apply over here. Yet this woman, she didn't even have to say anything. She said, this is not where you're supposed to be. You're supposed to be greater, doing greater things. I had people on the job who was jealous. I had a manager that was still my promotional goals. Yes, a manager. And I'm the employee. Because I used to bank in sales. I was really good at what I was doing. And the customers would come in and they will be going through things. You'll be very amazed. So many people are going through so much because of jealousy and envy, and people being jealous and envy of them, and the hard life and stripping. I mean, it's just so much. And I will go in and they will feel insecure about themselves. They will be sad, all kinds of stuff. And so with that being said, sorry about that, guys. I'm looking at my daughter. And with that being said, I will always try to find a way to always make sure I encourage them, guys. Always make sure to encourage them. Not knowing that they would purchase stuff that I actually suggested, loved it, come back, ask for me, go get more stuff. And the purchases could be like $500 worth of purchases. But we would be so packed that my manager would be like, oh, I'll take this one for you. Thinking that you're putting it under me. No, she wasn't putting it under me. She was putting it under herself and was still my goals. Yes, was still my goals. So when you talk about the workplace, I definitely understand. I definitely understand. I definitely overstand. Because I was like, no, this person is supposed to be somebody who's supposed to be church going at that. But I had to learn it doesn't matter if they church going or not. Because even the enemy can persuade anybody in and out. Yes, they can. And so when that woman of God told me at that time, coming in that store, she said, you're not supposed to be here. You are going to be higher than what you are. And that was back in 2009. Before I knew it, who would have ever known that this lovely woman, a auntie, a sister, a prophetess, a priestess, she is all of the above. And I love her to life to this day. If it wasn't for her, I would not have been where I'm at. I still give credit to others who played a part in my life, who encouraged me to push through those who were jealous and envy. Yes. Let me read this comment real quick. Your kindness could help someone to keep going when they're ready to give up. Yes. Amen. Amen. Oh, I love that name, Ojeda. How are you, love? Yes, it can. It definitely, matter of fact, I'm not going to say can. It does. It does. It can move in so much of a deuteronomous way that imprint, and that's what happened with me. That imprint was left not knowing that lovely woman today, we are in the same house of the Most High. We still move in the way we are supposed to move. We still praise and worship. Sometimes we get around each other. We ain't even got to say a word before we know it. We shabaking. Yes. And if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't have pushed through many other jobs. Yes. So with that said, that is why it's so important to be a living example, a living witness, a living testimony for people to see that when those are jealous of you and envious of you, you can still press through because your battles will be fought for you. Yes, indeed. 304 Atlanta times 2. It sure will. Your battles will be fought for you. 404. The big GA. Yes. Your battles will be fought for you. As long as you continue to do what you're supposed to do and you stand your ground, you stand in boldness, full of faithfulness. Your praise and your worship, your meditation, your manifestations, it will speak for you. It will. It will. And I being a testimony, and I'm going to step in this for my brother who passed, who ascended last year. I try not to say the word pass or lost. Peace and love, sister. I see you on Instagram. When he ascended, so many people that I came across, that I saw, I was listening, hearing them talk. Even people that they didn't even know I knew were jealous of my brother because he was a suavea. Women loved him, they flocked to him. But he always made sure that he touched their hearts. And as I watched, standing there, lifting up a song in the church, and I saw how many people were surrounded. I saw the actual genuine love. I listened to those who mentioned how much he helped them, how much he encouraged them. Him singing music and praise and just dancing and being silly did something. And that's how my grandmother embedded in us, my mother embedded in us, my father embedded, my grandparents in general, they embedded in us. Even those who were great teachers after them that I met in my life and my brother met in his life, embedded in us, and just always smiling, not paying people no mind. Sometimes when you're dealing with jealous and envy individuals in your family and outside your family, you just got to learn to brush them off. But you also got to make sure, again, as you heard me say before, you got to pay attention to what they do, how they say things, when they do things. Are their heart really in a pure place when they're around you? Do they genuinely do for you? Because that's just what they genuinely desire to do for you. Not expecting anything in return but love. Yes. I could be sitting and one of my spiritual sisters could tell you this. I could be somewhere and all of a sudden she just pops in my spirit. And I'm in my spirit, I just sense something says, do this for her. I'm going to do that. My sisters would tell them, I will, sister, you need this? Brother, do you need this? Oh my God, yes, I need that. Yes, I need that. It was like they just knew. And you can feel it. You can lyrically feel it. But when you notice something's off about it, pay attention. For those, like the sisters this brother just played it. Wait a second, let me say that here. Okay, right here. But some family are very good at faking. They are. They are very good at faking. So with that being said, that is why we have to take time to separate ourselves in our secret place. Even if you're meditating outside, walking in nature, having your moment to you, to really take the time to keep your mind, your body, and your spirit pure. So you can be able to listen, so you can actually hear spiritually and see spiritually. Because God will reveal it. I learned too by my own best friend. Yeah, I went through that too. I went through that. I did. I definitely would tell you that the divine, and you're always going to hear me say that the divine, because that's another level now where I'm at. I was receiving dreams and visions. Dreams and visions. And sometimes we may not understand our dreams that are given to us in our vision. If you think about the story of Joseph, for those who read the Bible and for those who don't, for those who are aware of it, I know we know you know. And so look at Joseph. He had that. And he would see these dreams. And that's what was given to me. And sometimes we fight the dreams. We fight what is shown to us because we don't want to believe it. The red flag signs are there. Sometimes we don't want to see it. We like, oh no, we just brush it off. No, it's there. And it was there. And eventually what was shown, and even when I gave a reasonable answer to the response of my best friend, I would have thought that best friend would be able to come to me and say, hey, this is what so-and-so and I discussed, my husband and I, whatever. And if this is not, feasible for you, please let us know, blah, blah, blah. No, it was to figure out if you decided to want to do this, trying to help a friend out, that you made it seem like it was outside of us, but it was the opposite. Until, bam, I got hit with, whoa, but you didn't tell me, you didn't say. Yeah, and it hurt. I'm not going to sit here in front. It hurt. They can be, let me read this comment, guys. They can be jealous of you, but they'll give you fake love and you believe them as. That is true. Yet again, we have to pay attention using our spiritual discernment / intuition. It is there. Because trust me, they will slip up. They will slip up. They will slip up. But just know that lesson you learned, that life lesson through that was necessary to happen. It had to happen. Because if it didn't happen, you wouldn't be able to know what to do in the future or in the present or in the current. It had to happen. It was necessary. Yes, intuition will save you a lot of anguish. Yes, it will. It will save you a lot of hurt, especially when you pay attention and listen to it. Listen to it. Listen to it. And, that's the greatest things. And I'm going to kind of piggyback on what was said earlier about the ancestors. We try to, keep the cycle going. They knew more, especially those whose hearts were pure. Let me rephrase that. Especially those whose hearts were pure. They knew more spiritually than we can know now. They understood things. They understood things. They had an understanding of things where, you weren't quick to judge it. They would listen. And they would listen very quietly. And they would articulate it until they would say they would hear from the ancestor, meaning the angel or God, whatever. And then they will give you the answer. They knew. They can tell you that somebody was going to do something before they even did it. Let me read this comment real quick. They don't understand how good it is when you're a loving person. Yes, they do. Keyword, you said understand. I'm going to tell you why I said that. Be here as I'm continuing to go through my journey. Understand means under. So they were there. They knew. They didn't have that inner nor that over. But they knew. Trust me. They did. They did. Because they used it. Yeah, right there. They can take your heartfulness for weakness. Yes, they can. And they will. If we let them. If you let them. If anybody else let them. That is why we are to teach our young ones in our families, in friendships, whatever. Because you got friends that become part of the family, like sisters and brothers. They will show themselves. And when you teach this to the younger generation, they will understand and understand to overstand what they need to do. Like I tell some of my spiritual nieces now, certain things. And one of them is going through some stuff at work right now. And she's ready to go. And I said, where you at right now? It's necessary. You do need to leave soon, but where you at, it is necessary. And she was like, well, Auntie, this is just too much. I just can't be around the people. Stuff is off with them. Something they right. Trust me, I'm with you. That's what I tell her. I am with you. Yet, you have to go through it because it's necessary to go through it so that you'll be able to conquer everything else over it and with it. Let me read this next comment. You're right, because they'll not accept fake love themselves. They sure won't. And I would say this to you, when you depart from them, and sometimes even Yah will separate them from you without you even having to do it. They will eventually know the real meaning of what love is. Because then they'll see that love they thought was love that they were giving, and that they learned from someone else that was counterfeit love. They're going to come back and they're going to either apologize to you, or it's going to have to still take them until they old and something traumatic on their deathbed to do it. Because I come across some elders, and I don't know if you guys have, but some of them I met, they in their 60s, 70s, 80s. They done did a lot of crazy stuff. I mean, some bad stuff. And they ain't never learned from them. And then some of them choose not to learn from it at all. And they continue to still do what they want to do until they get on their deathbed. And some of them were not willing to want to change. Let me read this next comment. High quality love. Yes, that grade A love. I love how you're saying that. Yes, that high quality love, that grade A love, that love that hits the shanana. That love, when you know when they're gone, you will know. You will know. And you're going to miss them. I had one individual that I know. This lady, she was a God sent, but people were jealous and envious in her family. And I only knew the lady for a short period of time, not even a year and a half. And I was helping another sister, right? And you got that right, Shanana. People don't know the good stuff. No, they don't. And so I was helping another sister, but I met this lady through her, and she was amazing. We became like this within like 10-minute conversation because I was helping. And so we kept in contact all the time. And I'm sharing this with you. It sounds creepy, but I'm sharing this with you. And so I had just finished, this was actually last year. Yes, last year. I had just finished doing the yoga class or whatever, because I was getting my stretch on. That's my way of doing what I do. Some people gonna disagree with that, but that's okay. That's on, just know it ain't what it seems. I don't go by all that other stuff because I know what the divine has showed me in the studies. Because trust me, when you study to show yourself approved, you're gonna start to realize some more stuff. I'm not gonna block my inner being, my third eye, because of other people. They decide to want to do and believe what they want to believe. I don't let belief of religious stuff keep me stagnant. So anyway, I'm there. I'm on the meditation, just finished having my yoga moment and whatever else. And I had this vision. And I didn't understand this vision that I had at the time. And the name popped up. And I'm thinking it's somebody I went to college with, not knowing it was going to be the person that was through the sister that I met that I became real close with. And it kind of disturbed me. And I was praying and praying and praying and praying and praying against it, right? Then it happened. And it happened last year. Around this time in April. It happened the end of March, beginning of April. And it broke my heart, and she passed away. And now that she was gone, that particular sister was feeling some kind of way, because she was like, what am I going to do? This and that. I don't know what I'm going to do. Who's going to do this for me? And then all of a sudden, stuff started to crumble down because you got so comfortable of somebody else doing your work for you, and you being jealous and angry because other people over here doing what they doing. But the one person you had to help you. Uh-oh, guys. Uh-oh. Well, guys, I only got about a few more minutes left, it seems like here. TikTok is putting me on restriction. They put me on limitation here. But anyway, with that being said, now that sister has disappeared and been on about her business ever since the other lovely heart ascended to the heavens. Well, I'm not going to hold you guys up long. I thank you guys for chiming in today with your sister, your girl, Cynthia J, on Holding Us Women Accountable, not excluding the men. Tune in next week for another episode. I enjoyed you guys. If you haven't got a chance, guys, make sure you go on my bio on my platform and check out my new single. I put my trust in you by yours truly, only Cynthia J. If you're looking for to have some sea moss and some herbs, again, hit your sister up. Your girl here, Cynthia J. You can find all of that information in my profile and my bio, and it will connect you to my YouTube, my music platforms. And if you're looking for a birthing doula, if you are already a current mom and father or new mom and dad and expecting, and you would like somebody to be there with you during your birthing spirits and know your birthing rights without the hospital and the government trying to make way and make your unborn child another part of the system, hit your sister up, your girl Cynthia J, which I'm co-partner with my sister and cousin and my closest, dearest, best sissy, Tasha Perkins, with Healing Hearts Tailor-Made Doula. All the information is in my bio for those who look on TikTok. Go ahead and click on my bio when you get off of here on my profile. Hit that like button and follow and share. And for those who are unaware, keep an eye. Also, your sister will be performing back in her hometown again next month for Mother's Day weekend in Tappahannock at the Soul by the River with other amazing artists. I know some people be wanting me to try to travel and do a lot, but it takes so much time. I'm not really a traveling person, but if people do request me to come out and minister for you, you can definitely email me. All of that is in my bio under my profile. You can email me at cynthiaj.gospel cynthia.gospel@gmail.com. cynthia.gospel@gmail.com. If you would love for me to come out and minister, uplift, encouraging music for, it can be for the youth, it can be for anyone. Even if you need somebody who is going through something and need someone to talk to, hit your girl up. You can hit me up. Also, my sister, we are birth and doulas. We do the spiritual counseling and much more. Again, don't be shy to hit us up. But I thank you guys for chiming in on the Cynthia J Show, holding us women accountable, not excluding the men. And make sure y'all come back next week, same place, same time at 7:30 p.m. May the grace be with you, cover you, and protect you. Sister, pray for me. I suffer from chronic pain for 24 years. Great and almighty divine, I pray for our sister right now who's been suffering from chronic pain. We pray right now, the Most High God, the Yahweh, the Yahshua Himashima that you are, as you did for the man that was lame, do for our sister. Remind her that food is the medicine to the body. Remind her that she has the power, as she believes in you, to manifest in her, that it will uplift her, encourage her, it will heal her in her nervous system that is causing chronic pain, and that as this chronic pain will release off of her, anyone or any agenda or errors by day or by night that's been placed upon her, we loose it right now in the mighty name of Yahshua Himashima. In Christ's name we pray. Amen. Sister, if you ever want to get a chance, I'm gonna try to go ahead. Matter of fact, go ahead and DM me. I'm supposed to be technically on a prayer line right now, but you welcome, my love. Definitely would like to shout out. I'm gonna start sharing some of my RLWC Renew Life Worship Center family platform, so you guys can chime in for deep prayer. We'll have it again tomorrow night from 8 to 8:30. So I would definitely put that up here for y'all to chime on in. But if you DM me, sister, I can DM you the link for tomorrow night to chime on in if that's okay with you. Love you guys on TikTok. Peace and love and blessing. Y'all be safe. Have a blessed and wonderful weekend. Stay tuned next Thursday, 7 p.m. same time, Eastern Standard Time. Holding us women accountable, not excluding the men. Y'all have a blessed and blessed night to you on TikTok. Well, I'm going to let my brothers and sisters go on over here on Redstream Live and other platforms. Make sure y'all chime on in. Don't be a stranger. Don't be a stranger. Peace and love to all those who joined in with me tonight. Thank you, guys. I love y'all. Make sure y'all stay close by to catch all other things in the platform. Don't want y'all to miss out. Y'all see all my information at the bottom. Make sure you hit that and follow your sister. So peace and love to all you guys, and have a blessed night. Peace and love.